This is a detective story about manipulation, cunning, planning, a mental battle between two characters. No, I'm not talking about Professor X versus Magneto. I'm talking about Light versus L. This is this anime review of the series I think you should be watching because it is so good that has some few minor problems, but other than that, it's a series that's worth watching. And you're somebody who's an anime or into cartoon or just storytelling, you need to sit down and watch Death Note. No ifs, ands, or buts. We're not talking about the movie, we're talking about the anime. So let's go ahead and get into it on this episode of Movie Breakdown Series Review. What's up, world? Welcome to another episode of Movie Breakdowns. I'm your host, Ali Zakka. What's up, world? Welcome to another episode of Movie Breakdowns. This is series reviews. It's like the sub-series, the break-off series of Movie Breakdowns. My name is Ali Zakka. I'm your host. And what is Movie Breakdown Series Review? Well, it's a series review. We look at different TV shows and animes and different things like that, and we break them down. Heck, you might see a series of movies like the Harry Potter one I did, where I just go back through and watch all the movies and sum up as one to see how they connect. Or you see like an episode like this where I break down a couple of series, or break down a whole series. I know the words I want to say here. Break down a whole series, and you just like hear me talk about the series and where it might be a good or bad series. Or you get a thing of like Avatar: The Last Airbender, where I break down each season. Well, Death Note here only has one season. Shocker! But it only has one season, and I'm just gonna break it all down at once. Now, it's a tale of two seasons, or tale of two storylines, I should say, in this season. So I'm gonna jump into that. But before I do, I have a Patreon. On this Patreon, you get movie reviews, series reviews, and everything else you get before Facebook and YouTube gets it. Matter of fact, you're watching this right now. This is probably in August. Hop on it, watch it. If you're watching it on YouTube or Facebook, it's probably in October, maybe going to November, depending on how long October is and how many reviews I've done to this point. But anywho, whatever the case may be, I have a Patreon and hop on it because you get extra stuff before everybody else do. And if it's a series you want me to watch or review, please put it in the comment section. I'll try to get to it as best I can. No promises if you don't on that Patreon. Now you're on that Patreon, I'll leave go watch New Girl. I'm probably gonna go watch it because you just told me to go do so. Just saying. Alright, respect my fans. Anyway, Death Note. This season, this series, I'm gonna say storyline is so good. It is so good. It was about simple. It's about this kid who gets this notebook that if you write anybody's name into it, they die of a heart attack or some natural cause or whatever you say, they die of it. It's considered a death book. And Light, who this really smart kid, was kind of bored. He's bored of life. He wants something interesting, entertaining, something new. And then Ryuk, who it's Ryu actually, not Ryuk. Oh no, my bad. It's Ryuk. I had it right. I thought I called him Ryu at one point. But Ryuk he's a Shinigami. Is that right? Shinigami. Not Shinigami. Wow. A Shinigami. I got my laptop over here to the side, guys. I'm gonna look into it because I want to make sure I get people's name right. But Ryuk drops the the Death Note in front of. Well, he just dropped it on Earth. He didn't know who was gonna pick it up. People picked it up before, and the reason why he does it because he's bored. And humans make stupid moves and do stupid mistakes because they play off emotions. And pretty much, when you get done with the Death Note and you throw it away, you will die. That's the thing. Well, Light, he sees this. He takes the opportunity to get rid of criminals. And alright, it's a good thing, right? It's a good thing he's getting rid of criminals, but he wants to rule the world in his image. He's getting rid of criminals and people who are bad because he wants to rule the world in his image. He wants the world to be in his image, his world to be escaped of anybody of like lawlessness and stuff like that. He wanted to rule the world, which is crazy because it started off so innocent, but absolute power corrupts absolutely. You know, you see yourself a hero, or you live long enough to see yourself become you die a hero, or you live long enough to see yourself become a villain. I really need to watch The Dark Knight again. But Yeah, that's what happened in this situation. Mean Girls, if you think of the way he's in a Mean Girls review. But he literally becomes the thing that he hated the most. And that was a criminal. He becomes sadistic, cunning, and one could argue he already had these traits. It just never really showed out until this movie happened, or until this series happened, where he was like, I got this death note. And at first he was just killing off criminals. Anybody known? But then the government got a hold of this, what was going on, people were dying. It's like, and he actually comes out and says, he is Kira. Or actually, he doesn't say it. People give him his name that he's Kira, something like that. And then he actually, tell people like, I'm Kira and I'm coming here to rule the world, rid the world of anybody who does evil. And the government's like, yeah, we can't allow this to happen. So they put a guy on the case named L. And L is trying to find out who Kira is. And he comes to figure out that Kira is not in America. He's actually in Japan. And he's actually nearby. And he figures out that it's Light, who is the son of the head of the police department. And Light, Yagami, and L has big back and forth. And they go back and forth like this mental game playing with each other, where one trying to outdo the other. L show up at Light's school. Light's like, why would L show up here? Doesn't make sense. And they go back and forth. L decided to join the police force to help find Kira. He tried to prove to everybody that he's not Kira. His dad doesn't want to believe it, but whatever. His dad doesn't want to believe that he's Kira. L's like, no, this dude is probably Kira. And you get the one of those people called the potato chip scene, where Light is being watched. He rigged his room, and he knows this, and he's being watched. So he is trying to figure out like how to get him off his trail while still killing off villains. And he's so dramatic. And he's like, I'll take a potato chip. And he takes a chip and bite it, and then goes back to writing. This show makes exposition, makes talking and dialogue, intense thinking and intense conversation so entertaining and interesting. Like, it is so good how they do it. They use this really like opera dramatic music, like movie score music, to bring up the intensity of certain scenes, and then bring down other music with like other tones and themes and music to play out in the show. It's like, so there's a chill, relax scene. They play like a low, chill, relax music, but in the moment something intensify. This song called "Low of Solipsism," SOPLISI. What is it? Sorry, I spelled it wrong. It's LOS. Sorry, because low of, and it's SOLIPSISM. Solipsism? Low of solipsism? What does that mean? Where's my phone at? Oh, I have a computer right here. My phone's away from me. Let's see. Solipsism definition. The view or theory that the self is all that can be known to exist. Very fitting of this show, because that's pretty much representation of, Kira and L. But they had this big back and forth, and the music plays when something dramatic happens. It is so good, and you're drawn into it. You're like, what's going to happen next? And you really want to know, because this movie, the series drag you into it. And then there's a point where another character comes in, named Misa, who is a celebrity. She's a pop singer, actress, and she actually loves Kira. She loves Kira, and then when she figures out who Kira is, she actually tries to date him. She finds not L, but Light, and Light, I guess, is a womanizer as well. He doesn't come off as this, but he's really good looking, and Misa is like in love with him. And Misa even becomes a holder of the death note as well. So there's two different death notes. And this is the first time where L's like, thought he almost had the case cracked. Another person dies, and another person's dying. And you're like, how's Light killing these people if Light's with L? And I don't think he's with L at this point. He's at home, but he's being watched. And it's the net bothering me right now, guys. But he's being watched. And Misa's off watching like the police officers and killing them off. So now Misa, and she shows up. Like, she tells Light how to meet him, so like that. But he can't do it because security guards are all around. But then she shows up at his place, and Light is like, what the heck? Why are you here? And she tells her, I'm in love with you. I should be your girlfriend. And this is like which really started making Light look like a bad guy to me, was when he tries to manipulate Misa. Misa's like, she's okay with this, but she tried to manipulate Misa and use her for his bidding, and there's a point where L figures out who the two Kiras are. He's like, oh, there's two now. He figures out who the two are, and he captured Misa for being one of them because he finds her fingerprints, and then Light turns himself in because if he can't be Kira if he's not killing anybody, you know, and his deaths are happening. And this whole elaborate plan that takes a couple episodes to break down, but Light ends up getting the book back. Misa gets her mind back and all this stuff. When you give her the book, you lose everything that has happened with that book. When you get it back, you get all your powers, you get all your memory back. They use this to pretty much kill Light. And this is a spoiler review. Telling you right now, should know that by the beginning of the story, beginning of this review. All my reviews are spoiler review at this point. It came out in 2007 was the first season. 2006, 2007. So you haven't watched it by now, you're missing out. And I knew Light was going to die because I seen in 2006 or no 2008 or 10, 8, 9 or 10 while I was in high school. My Japanese class teacher, he let us watch Death Note and like watch the live action movie. So I knew part of the storyline, but I never watched the anime until now. And I knew that, you know, L does die eventually. Light figure out what his name is and kill him. And that was the main thing. This is why Light couldn't kill L throughout the series, because Light really wanted to murder L with like something vicious. Like it was ridiculous. Like anybody who threatened him need to die. He didn't care who got in his way. And he's trying to kill L, but you can't kill L because L keep coming up with fake names, and you can't kill somebody unless you have their actual name. Misa can see real names, but then she forgot his name. So she couldn't figure it out. And they finally figured out how to get rid of him by having the other Shinigami, who is Misa's Shinigami, have her kill Watari, who is like L's like bodyguard manager, and kill off L. So halfway through the series, probably like around episode, it's like 20, like between episode 15 and 20, I believe, is when L dies. Let me see if I actually have this written up. 25, I'm actually wrong on that one. Episode 25, L dies. And then from there, the series takes a dip. So episode 26 to 31, it takes a dip. It really falls off until this guy named Teru Mikame, till he comes in. And I think he has one of my favorite scenes of the series, is where he says delete, and he's writing people name down this notebook, and pretty much like this dramatic scene where he's crafts all names saying delete and like flinging all over the room, jumping back onto the book, jumping off the book, coming back in the book, flapping like putting the pen up and all these other things.
Zakka.
Delete! 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 Delete!
It's like this like X marks and this like really cool dramatic like jarring and speed lines, like oh, it was great. But yeah, it really picks up in episode 31 when he comes back into the picture. And that's when, or 31, 32, I should say 32's episode, when he comes back into the picture, it really picks up from there. But after L dies, it really falls off, and then episode 32, it picks back up again, and that's where it goes on. I feel like until the series falls off, and then, or series finish was episode 37, it's the end of the series. Now, it got a little tiresome because Light kept pushing the notebook off on other people and giving notebooks to other people, and every time somebody tried to figure out who it was, he would pass it to somebody else, and somebody else would do his work for him, because Kira got such a following, especially after L's death. Kira got such a following that anybody would do his bidding because they thinking that he was the chosen one or that he is new guy. And I was like, oh my gosh, how much longer he dragged this series out. Light and L was one of the best things about the series, and then you drop off and bring in Mello and Nero. Near and Mello, you bring them into the scene, and then Mello tries to still, you know, kidnaps Light's sister, and his father gotta go get Light sisters back, and all these other things. I was like, what is this series? What's going on? And then when you bring in the other character and he does his thing, you're like, okay, so you think Light's gonna win it all? Like, this is it. He's gonna win it, and then Near end up cracking the case towards the end, and you want to know how it's gonna end. You really want to know how Light's gonna escape, because you know he can't escape. He's too evil at this point to win. How you gonna die? And I'm not gonna reveal how he dies, but he does get busted, and he does die. I will say that he does die, but I'm not gonna reveal how. You have to watch and see the how. But it's a pretty cool ending, and it's like, wow. Like, there's one character who's like legit hurt, and you feel his hurt in regards to Light after figuring out everything has happened up to this point. Because Light has his cunning, he made me believe things, and I do like how when Light gives up his notebook, his tone and voice and how he talks and thinks is completely different from when he has a notebook, and he's more sinister and he's more threatening and more not meticulous, but more malicious in the way he talks and stuff like that. It's malice, more malice when he talks. Like, it is completely different. I love it. I love how the series portrays that. But that low point between 26 and 31 is really, it's really bad. It's really bad. Which gives me what my grade is. But the music is great. The artwork is great. The art style and the animation is phenomenal. Characters, I guess the voice acting is great across the board. I'm not gonna really name off everybody like I do normally, because it's too good. Everybody's too good not to name off. The cast is just phenomenal on this show, and the voice acting, both the Japanese version and the English version, which I watched it in dub, but it was great. It was great. Okay, she watched this movie. I want to say movie. She watched this series. Yeah, watch the series. You know, put some popcorn on, eat it, watch a few episodes. You enjoy yourself. Is this a binge-worthy series? Yes, yes it is. Now, grading time. I'm gonna grade the series Death Note a solid B. Solid B. The reason why: the voice acting is great, the art is great, the storyline is really great, and there's not really that much action in it. Like, you don't have people fighting and brawling out like every episode like Dragon Ball Z. No, it's mental, it's checkers and chess and mental battle. One person trying to outsmart the other, and then the other character comes in tries to outsmart the other, and you want to know who's gonna come out on top, how you gonna come out on top, does he come out on top? Like, it's really a great season, a great series that make you really want to sit down, watch it, enjoy it, and it's great. The music is phenomenal. People might think, oh man, it's over the top and dramatic, but it is so good, so good. So B it is. Is there a TV show you want me to watch or a series you want me to review? Let me know. And if you've seen Death Note, what did you think of it? Please put in the comment section below. Thank you guys for watching this episode of Movie Breakdown Series Reviews. See you next time. Keep being awesome. Thank you guys for watching this episode. I really appreciate it. Please like, share, subscribe, and tell a friend about my series. Tell a friend about Grind Towards Success. Tell a friend about the Movie Breakdown series. If you really like these episodes, I really appreciate it. It means so much to me. It means so much. I can't tell you how much it means. Like, it's like, I'll be really grateful you just told a friend and share and subscribe to the series. And thank you guys for watching this. Also, if you want to follow my journey outside of YouTube or Facebook, you can go to my Instagram page, and you can follow me on my Instagram page at Ali_Zakka. It's right here. Put it right here in my face. That way you're like, where's his face at? Well, it's right behind the Instagram logo. Yeah, but you can follow me on my Instagram page. And also, if you want another episode of Grind Towards Success or Movie Breakdowns, you can watch the episode of Grind Towards Success right here. You can watch the last episode of Movie Breakdowns right there. Thank you guys for watching. I really appreciate it. See you guys next time. Keep being awesome.